Hello everybody, it's David with Final Form. Today I wanted to go over the differences between the real and replica HKS mushroom filters. There is a lot of misinformation out there. I just wanted to try to explain what I know with the knockoff and real versions of the HKS filters. I myself use an HKS filter. This one I've got from a reputable resale company called Affini Motorsports. This is the 100 millimeter inlet or 4-inch inlet, 200 millimeter mushroom outside. HKS just recently changed their filters, or I think the housing changed a little bit. I got mine right before they changed it, but it's probably been on the car non-running for about maybe a little bit over a year. If you look on HKS's website, it does state that you do need to change out the filter, just like your oil, after so many miles or kilometers in this choice, or after a certain amount of time, because they can become brittle. A lot of people will say that these things will become brittle, and then over time they'll start cracking, and then it'll get sucked in by the turbo, which is not a good thing. But a lot of people in Japan do use these filters. Actually, a lot of the time attack guys do use the HKS filters without any kind of problems. And that's probably because they actually keep on top of the maintenance. And a lot of the information you see out there is basically people using old-ass filters. But have no fear, we will only use real filters on our cars at Final Form USA. We do not sell the HKS filters, but one of our really good friends at Affini Motorsports does sell them, and there will be a link in the video below. And this is going to be covering the most common of the two types of filters. There's a 2-layer filter and a 3-layer filter. The layers designate obviously what you think it is, which is going to be the layer of filtration in these filters. But that's for another video. This is mainly just to explain the differences. So as I have this out, this we know is real. These two, we don't know which one's which. One of them I actually bought on Amazon, and the other one I actually got from Affini Motorsports. So which one's which? Well, if you take a look, they look almost identically the same. The only real difference you'll see here, like visually, is like one is a little bit lighter in color. And we'll go into that in a second here. But as far as the packaging goes, I can tell you right now, this one right here, the one on my right hand side is going to be the fake one. The one on the left side is going to be the real one. And again, the font is exactly the same. The barcodes are exactly the same. Like, I'm really impressed of how far they're willing to make a copy of everything. You'll notice a slight difference here, and it's really, really tiny, that the little hole right here is a little bit higher up than this one. The only other differences I see visually is on the replica one. I accidentally ripped it there, but there's a little flap here that you pull up, and it's like, you know, little sticky thing you may have seen on other Japanese products, but there's a very thin, you can kind of see it right there, a very thin layer of glue. On the real one, you can kind of see it right there. There's multiple layers of, you can see the little lines right here, multiple layers of the sticky part. The writing on the back is almost identically the same. The only real difference I can tell you, and it's only if you touch it on the outside, is that they are actually two different materials. If you'll notice, this one's a little bit more crinkly. Kind of hear that? And this one's a little bit more soft. It doesn't crinkle as much. And that's the only real difference I can see on the outside. Oh, and then also this top part right here, this is like a really firm, hard plastic. This one is just an extension of the normal plastic that you see here. Alright, so more importantly, let's take a look at the actual filters themselves. Let's take a look at the real one first. Again, this is the same one I have on this filter right now, which I'm trying to replace. So I'm going to grab this here. Open it. And we're going to take this guy out. Again, this is a real one. The underside looks exactly what you think it might be. It's very, very, kind of see it there. It's very dense, let's put it that way. And if we look at the side here, try to get it in focus. Come on, focus. Can't really get a good focus on here. But if you look right here in the small part, I'm trying to get under the light here. In the main filter part here, it's very, very dense. It's the same exact color and density as the one that's currently on the car right now. So you can see the 3 layers. You can see how dense that is. It looks very, very dark green, right? Okay. So let's take a look at the fake one here, or the replica. Which, again, like I must say, it looks very, very real. This guy right here, let's flip it over here. You can kind of see it's a little bit different shade, but if you look at the side of this, right here near the edge, where my finger is, you can kind of see that, you know, where there's a definite line, right? You see that right there when I turn it. When you grab this guy, the replica, you can see it's kind of hazy, right? If you get a little bit closer, you're going to notice like how, I guess, more free-flowing, which is a bad, kind of a bad thing in this case. And you can kind of see how very light it is. And you can also tell that there's not exactly a circle. You can kind of see there's a bump right there. Whereas this one is a perfectly symmetrical circle. This one you can kind of see there's a little bit of a jagged edge right here. As you rotate, you can kind of see some inconsistencies. But the big, easiest way to figure this out is, again, on the outside layer right here, and on this one, you can already tell there's a difference. Me taking it out of the bag, you can definitely see the difference. So you can see the white layer that's underneath because this is not very dense at all. It's very, very coarse or very porous. Again, if you never have had one of these before, it looks pretty much the same. I'm pretty sure it fits the same, although I can see the hole right here is a little bit smaller. But this is the type that's going to get really hard and get very, very brittle and probably, you know, get sucked into your turbo or your intake and then detonate and grenade your whole entire engine. So it is very, very important to look out for the fakes. And I can only tell you that most of these filters cost anywhere between like $30 to about $40. The ones that are on eBay, Amazon, even though there are reviews that say, yeah, it came in a Japanese bag and, you know, it's HKS everything or whatever, it looks real. It's not real. Like this one right here I bought on Amazon. It was only $15 shipped. Whereas this one is a little bit over $30 shipped. So it's almost double the price, but is $15 really worth grenading your engine over? Probably not, but just want to show everybody the differences. That's pretty much it. Just look out for the replicas out there and stay educated.